If you've got beef with inflammation, I've got you covered. Today, we are making a grilled flank steak that is just nestled in a beautiful marinade that supports inflammation, full of ginger, turmeric, and other anti-inflammation ingredients. To go on the side with that, we have some awesome sauteed snap peas. They just have such a buttery, sexy texture after just a minute or two in the saute pan. And to drizzle all over this, we have a Romesco sauce, which is a red pepper sauce that we buzzed up, strained. It is silky and sexy. This is how you fight inflammation. Let's go.
For the flank steak, I'm going to be marinating it in some soy sauce, olive oil, some lemon juice, a little bit of honey, Dijon mustard, ground turmeric, shallot and garlic, of course, some fresh ginger, and fresh herbs such as mint, basil, parsley, and thyme. And to round it out, a little bit of fish sauce. I'm going to marinate this for about 4 hours. I'm going to reserve some of that marinade so I can simmer it on the stove and reduce it and then strain it. And that marinade will act as a barbecue sauce, if you will, for me to baste the flank steak during the last minute or two of grilling. But before grilling, I need to dry off the steak from the marinade. Then I'm going to add some oil and salt and fire it up on the grill. As you can see, I'm adding that reduced marinade during the last minute or two of cooking time so it doesn't burn. For the Romesco sauce, I'm taking red peppers and dicing them up. You don't have to be perfect with the dice, just try to be consistent so they're all roughly the same size, which will help them cook evenly. This is a very simple sauce to make, just some onions and garlic sauteed until translucent, then deglazed with white wine, adding in your red peppers, don't forget plenty of seasoning, and then I'm going to hit it with some chicken stock and basically just let it go until everything is nice and soft and the flavors are married. Then I can buzz it up with an immersion blender or let it cool and use a real blender.
As I mentioned before, the Romesco sauce can be fibrous, so when you strain it, make sure not to strain it through too fine of a strainer, otherwise you're going to end up with Romesco water instead of Romesco sauce. Sauteed snap peas are one of the fastest and most delicious side dishes you can make. They go with just about anything, and they literally take less than 2 minutes once your saute pan is heated up.
Now, after letting the steak rest, it's time to slice against the grain in thin strips, going for a medium rare. I'm going to add the quick cooking sauteed snap peas with our beautifully cooked flank steak that is delicious and affordable. And I'm going to hit it over the top, 2 separate sauces. Number 1, the star of the show, Romesco, which is that red pepper sauce that's very easy to make. And then I'm going to hit the flank steak with a little bit more of that reduced marinade that I turned into a second sauce. The yin and yang of both of these sauces combined with the peas and the flank steak really makes for a fun and surprising bite. All of this in the name of inflammation.
Thank you so much for watching this episode where we made grilled flank steak, sauteed snap peas, and a delicious, silky, sexy Romesco sauce to drizzle all over the top of it. If you're serious about eating for longevity and serious about fighting for inflammation, you need to check out my free anti-inflammation kit. Inside, you'll find a full day of eating, both meals and snacks, everything designed to fight inflammation. You'll also find a 7-day mindful journal that is designed to help us reconnect with ourselves and our bodies through food, all through the lens of fighting inflammation. And to top it all off, you'll get my Kitchen Day 1 guide, which is a robust shopping list, more than just a couple of groceries. Everything you need to get your kitchen in fighting shape to battle inflammation, both from the refrigerator, the pantry, and wherever else you store food. If you like what you saw here, consider subscribing to the channel, and you can also find me on Instagram at Bricks and Mortar Food. Every week, I am cooking longevity food elevated. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Fight inflammation with this watermelon salad. If you're over 40 and feeling stiff or battling with inflammation, this salad is for you. Summertime salads are all about fresh, vibrant flavors. And today we're taking watermelon and we're throwing it on the grill. Hydrating, full of flavor, and low in calories, watermelon is the star of the show here and one of your keys to fighting inflammation. To support our watermelon, we have cucumbers, blueberries, radish, and grilled scallops, all of which are proud to fight inflammation on behalf of your taste buds. To round out the salad, we're making a simple citrus vinaigrette with a burst of honey. We're going to drizzle that all over our amazing salad and have plenty left over for the rest of the week. Fighting inflammation starts in 3, 2, 1.
We're going to start off with our scallops. These were actually frozen scallops that I got from Sprouts, and I thawed them out in cold water. The first step we're going to do is dry them off and then remove what's called the foot of the scallop. This is what connects the flesh to the shell, and it's not edible, so let's toss it.
Scallops are one of my all-time favorite things from the sea. They are delicious grilled, but if you don't have access to a grill, you can pan-sear them as well.
There are a lot of videos on the internet on how to find and cut the perfect watermelon. This is how I do it.
Watermelon is one of my favorite all-time fruits to eat, and it's surprisingly delicious on the grill. I cut these chunks a little bit thicker and give them a few minutes on each side to get a little char. They'll start to kind of melt a little bit, but everything will be just fine.
I cut the chunks THICC thick, and then I'm going to season them with olive oil and salt on both sides. I'm really treating them just like I would a steak. Now a surprise, jicama. This is like a Mexican potato or carrot. It's a very fibrous vegetable that can be eaten raw or cooked. I'm dicing it up raw and I'm going to toss it in lime juice and salt for an added crunch. For the corn, we're going straight down the middle with tossing it on the grill in olive oil and salt to get it beautifully charred. And I'm adding in some super healthy vegetables like jalapeno and shallot.
Instead of just using arugula or just using romaine, I love to throw in a bunch of fresh herbs mixed in with that so you kind of have a salad within a salad. The one thing I'll caution you on though is herbs like basil and mint can be quite strong. So instead of just throwing the whole leaf in, I like to tear them by hand or run a knife through them. And this way that breaks up the flavor just a little bit.
Cucumber, another great hydrating vegetable that can help reduce inflammation in the body. I'm also adding in radishes, but slice them thin and use sparingly as they do have a bit of a bite. Avocado, I love it, the perfect food. This one is going in sliced and diced on its own, different from when I usually add it to dressings.
Today for the dressing, I'm going to back off the avocado and back off any additional flavors like herbs mixed in with the dressing because that's all going to be part of the salad. So this is going to be here to support the salad rather than take center stage.
After I season it up and add in the usual suspects, I'm going to buzz it up and you end up with a beautifully luxurious and sexy dressing that fights inflammation. Now it's showtime on the grill. I'm going to start with the corn because that takes the longest to cook and eventually move it up to the top so it doesn't burn. Then I'm going to add the watermelon, and a pro tip is to spray the grill with a pan spray or olive oil spray to help the watermelon not stick. Only a few minutes is needed on each side. Then use that same pro tip about the spray and do the same thing with the scallops over medium-high heat, again only taking about a few minutes. Now to plate this bowl of anti-inflammatory awesomeness, I'm going to add all the ingredients as pretty as I can so social media will like me. All these vegetables are hydrating, have antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, all of them help reduce inflammation in the body and taste amazing as they work. That watermelon, you just can't beat it on the grill. And even if you don't want to grill it, just throwing the watermelon in raw is a great way to add a burst of flavor to the salad. As we get older, fighting inflammation gets harder and harder, but incorporating foods and meals like this is a great way to let the food do the work and make your life a little bit easier and feel a little less inflamed, if you will. Look how pretty it looks. I'll add the dressing, mix it all up into a giant bowl of deliciousness, and this is how you fight inflammation.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this week where we made a grilled watermelon salad with the entire focus being fighting inflammation. If you're over 40 and dealing with inflammation, you've got to check out my free anti-inflammatory kit. It has a robust shopping list of all things pantry and fresh that you need to fight inflammation. It also includes a 7-day mindful journal with a focus on checking in with your body and how you feel fighting inflammation. And to round it all out, you have a sample one-day menu full of anti-inflammation foods and meals designed to help you get back on track. All of it's free, and all of it is available in the link in the description notes. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Bricks and Mortar Food. Suffering from jet lag? Eat this delicious bowl to get your body back to normal. This chicken thigh meal is packed with ingredients that reduce inflammation, aid in digestion, and help even out your sleep. All right, to get this party started, we're gonna take a package of chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm gonna pat them dry, and then I'm going to season them with olive oil and salt. All right, so we've got our Breville Commercial Control Freak induction burner. This thing is a beast. I'm gonna put my induction ready pan on here. I'm gonna put it on a medium to medium high heat, and I'm gonna let the pan get hot first, and then we'll add our olive oil. All right, now our pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna take some olive oil here, and I'm gonna add just enough to lightly coat the bottom of the pan here. All right, let's test it out and see where we're at with the sizzle. Oh yeah, perfect. So we're gonna add all 4 of these, and we're gonna position them away from us as we drop them into the pan. And we're going for that nice sizzle. We're also going presentation side down. One of my go-to reasons for using chicken thighs is that they're super forgiving. So when it comes to, am I worried that something's gonna overcook or not, chicken thighs are always a safe bet. They're super juicy. They have a higher fat content than chicken breast. So if you ever have people over or you're nervous about cooking, even on the grill, these are a great way to do it. All right, so we're at about 9 minutes of actual cook time here from the time the oil went into the pan to let it get hot to searing these on one side. So we're gonna take a looky-loo. We'll see we've got some nice golden brown color on this, which is what we're going for. Beautiful, look at that. So now I'm gonna let these cook on the other side just for a couple of minutes. I'm not gonna go as hard of a sear, but I wanna make sure that I give this a chance to get a little bit of contact with the pan before it goes ultimately into the tomato sauce. We've had about 2 minutes of contact with the other side on the pan. These will lift up. I'm gonna set these onto a roasting rack. Now what we're gonna do is adjust this temperature on the pan down to like a medium low. And you'll see a bunch of stuff in the bottom of the pan. That's called fond. And that is what sticks to the bottom of the pan and is gonna give us some super duper flavorness. So what we're gonna do first is grate some garlic right into the pan. If you have shallot, now is the time to use it as well. I don't, so we're just gonna go with garlic. Gonna do just a little deglazing here.
Using a spoon to scrape up all the brown bits is critical for making the sauce extra delicious.
And I'll add a pinch of salt. I'm gonna salt later on, but just always wanna salt every step of the process. I'm gonna throw in a fresh bay leaf as well. This is really gonna add some nice depth to the sauce. I'm gonna let this reduce down. Now you can see how this is almost completely reducing. Now, everybody's secret weapon with tomatoes, San Marzano or San Marzano style tomatoes. There's a lot of conflicting information about whether or not cans of tomatoes that say they're San Marzano are actually San Marzano or just San Marzano style. But what makes San Marzano style tomatoes so good is that they are picked, steamed, and canned all within 24 hours. Okay, now that these tomatoes are in here, I'm gonna mash them up with my spoon. Gonna add another good pinch of salt. Now I can actually do a salt here on this. And before this goes into the back burner and our chicken goes back in, we're gonna add in a half a teaspoon of turmeric and a half a teaspoon of ginger. And the turmeric is gonna help us with inflammation reduction, and the ginger is going to help us with digestion. I'm gonna add back in the chicken thighs, and then I'm gonna transfer this to the back burner because it's time to make our beautiful and delicious and easy to make jasmine rice. My favorite rice to cook is jasmine rice. And the reason I love it is, number one, it's super easy to make as far as rice goes. And for this recipe, it's also super easy on the digestive system. It's a very easy carb. How many times have we come back from travel and our eating is out of whack, our drinking is out of whack, our sleeping is out of whack, and man, we just need like a normal, regular meal just to help everything get back to normal. So I love using jasmine rice for this reason. And to make our jasmine rice, we're gonna take 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of chicken stock. This is my homemade chicken stock. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil. I'm gonna throw in a good pinch or two of salt. As you can see, the rice is at a boil now. So we're gonna take a lid and cover it. We're gonna reduce that heat down to a simmer. We're gonna let it go for about 15 minutes. My favorite feature of the Breville Commercial Control Freak induction burner is the fact that you can adjust the temperature by a single degree. This is an awesome induction burner. If you'd like this, the link for it is in the description notes. What I'm gonna do here is make an extra little garnish or sauce for this dish. And I absolutely love this because it is kind of inspired by a chimichurri, and it's just an herb flavor bomb, which is just awesome. It really brightens up this dish and it packs in a ton of nutrients. I'm gonna start with some fresh parsley. I'm gonna do some fresh mint. Okay, next up, we have my favorite herb of all time, fresh thyme, if you will. And last but not least, we have fresh oregano. Next up, we'll do a fresh lemon. Then I'm gonna add in some good honey. I'm gonna add in some chili flake. We got some from Pizza Place the other night. Hit it with some salt, a couple of good glugs of olive oil. So I want this to be almost like a bread dip kind of consistency. Then I'm gonna take my 1974 immersion blender and mix it all up. All right, let's see where we're at with this. Okay, so what this does need is a touch more salt and, as I suspected, a touch more lemon juice. Give it another stir. You can see that consistency. That's what we're going for right there. Okay, let's have a look at our rice. Let's give it a little taste. Oh, money. So great, so simple. Now to plate this up, we're gonna add our rice first. Remember, this rice is all about easy digestion. Next up, we're gonna go in with our chicken thighs. They've been braising in this tomato sauce. Chicken thighs, super forgiving chicken to cook. Then we're gonna add in our tomato sauce just around this. And remember, those tomatoes help with the production of melatonin, which is important for regulating and improving our sleep. And last but not least, our over-the-top flavor bomb, inspired by a chimichurri sauce. Just this beautiful herb blend, tons of antioxidants. Perfect meal to reset your body after travel. It's easy on digestion, has tons of antioxidants and healthy ingredients like turmeric and ginger and tomatoes that help with inflammation reduction, that help with digestion, that help with melatonin production, not to mention the chicken thighs, which amp up the protein. Now, what you need to do right after you cook this, save this recipe. And if you'd like more recipes like this, you need to check out the link to my e-cookbook, which has 10 healthy recipes built for longevity and wellness, each one with a specific objective like this for restoring your body after jet lag. You can also download my free kitchen guide on my website, sidmedia.net. And if you like longevity-focused cooking recipes like this, subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.